This is my reflection for my demonstrative. I think overall I did very well. I mean, it was my first speech and I was really, really, really nervous. But right as I got up there, the nerves kind of just went away. I was really happy about that because originally I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to completely mess up. Which I did because when I started off, I completely forgot my personal connection. And I ended up saying that in my body. I was supposed to say, after my main points, how I would have did with my grandmother. But as I was starting to demonstrate putting the soil in the pot, I started saying a story more than my personal connection. Well, it was both, but I was telling a story, which was my personal connection, while I was doing my actual demonstrating. Which, I mean, it was good and bad. It was bad because I missed the whole order of the speech. But it was kind of good because instead of having an awkward silence of just me putting soil in a pot, I was able to talk to the crowd and talk to them about a personal experience that I had. I made sure to, I probably was quiet, but I really tried to make sure that I was speaking as loud as I could, as hard as it was for me because I do have a quiet voice. And I tried to walk around the room as much as possible, even though I had to be behind a table for most of it, showing people. I instead of just showing the pot to the audience where I was standing, I could have walked around and showed more people, but it wasn't a huge deal if people didn't exactly see where the dirt was. Other than that, I think it was fine. I timed myself a lot, and I made sure that I was going the right speed and everything was correct, and because I timed myself, I would practice a lot. I practiced, because I wanted to make sure that the speech was going to be perfect and I wasn't going to mess up. So I practiced at home a lot to see when I ended, and if it was too early, I made sure to add more, and vice versa. So I kept practicing in front of my friends at school, and that's what I like to do, is to get my nerves out, make sure that that's okay. The thing I could improve on more maybe would be walking around and making sure to look at everybody completely, like direct on, for more than, I don't know, a second, because it's supposed to be longer. And I could have moved up to the front of the room a little more and just, not the front, the more in the back, and gone into the audience more to look at everybody. Overall, I did pretty well. Instead of freaking out and not knowing what to do and my nerves taking over, I kind of calmed down and made sure to know what I was doing and not to rush through things, and afterwards I felt very satisfied with my speech and overall.